Hey y'all, my name is John Mitchell and I'm a certified financial coach. The purpose of this YouTube channel and this video is to teach you how to build great wealth by mastering the basics. On this YouTube channel, you'll see my baby, my dogs, and my wife on my YouTube shorts as we navigate our daily financial lives, ranging all the way from car problems to dog problems to successes like collecting and rental income as well. In my long-form content, I educate you on large financial topics that can help make a big impact on your everyday budget. In today's video, we're going to be breaking down car repairs for beginners that can help you save money on your everyday budget. Over the last few months, my truck has had issues idling at stop signs and stoplights and such like that, so severe such that it sometimes even died while stopped at those places. And obviously that's a problem not only for myself and my safety, but it's not good for the truck either. So I realized it wasn't I found out after doing a little bit of research, it wasn't a crazy problem to fix. My dad and I just fixed it yesterday, and now I have the success story to tell you all about how to fix it. And that's the purpose of today's video, is to show you how you can diagnose problems in the easy way to understand them, how you can find parts, whether through Googling them or using YouTube, and then depending on what parts you find or however hard the fix could be, how you can easily do it yourself to save a lot of money. If you haven't already, go ahead and like this video and subscribe for future content, as it really helps me know what y'all like to see and want to see in the future. All right, so bear with me today. This video is going to have a little bit more movement than usual. So I'm learning how to move in video and talk as I shoot. So here we go. All right, so the first thing I did was diagnose the problem. And it's really not that crazy. So obviously first, I knew my truck had problems idling at lights. So I knew there was a problem. Now the question is, how do you diagnose the problem? So many of you know that if you look at your dash, you'll see, oh, there's a check engine light on or a light on there. How do I know what that light really means? Well, there's a magic little machine that tells you, and it's called a code reader. It looks kind of like that. There's code reader. So the great part is, they're not crazy expensive. You can get them under $100 on Amazon Prime or wherever your auto parts stores you want to find them. And the cool part is these little computers will interpret the codes that your vehicle has on you and tell you what's wrong with them. So I'm going to show you how to do that real quick. So you take your code reader here, and it's got this little end piece. It looks like this. This is a universal piece for I think it's slightly older vehicles. These are pretty standard to my knowledge, or at least from what my dad says, for most vehicles. So check your vehicle to see what your prong indicator looks like, and then buy one that just kind of matches that. So you take it, you plug it in down, where we go, down up to that switch there. I'll show you what that looks like real quick. So you can see I plugged it in there. And then look, the box turns on and tells you to turn the ignition key on, and it'll show you what your problems are. Now again, this is not start the car, it's just turn the ignition key to where the lights pop on a little bit. All right, now I would turn the key so you can see the codes, but the problem is I fixed the problem and I never videoed with the codes I had in the first place. I think I have a picture, so if I do, I'll post it up here now, but if not, we'll go ahead and continue on. So after you figure out what your codes are, you're gonna go to your search browser and type in, I have error code, for example, P09382 or whatever. And for me, I think it was like codes 1141 or 1151 or something like that. And essentially the code said that the engine was not getting enough oxygen. So you're like, okay, wow, that sounds like a big fix. How do I figure that out? So from there, I took the code, I put it into YouTube to see what would happen. And the great part about YouTube is that I can't guarantee it, but almost guaranteed someone has done something on your vehicle that has that same problem. So the great part was I plugged my codes into YouTube. I had a video pop up on a guy that checked a line, and I'll show you that in a sec, that was in my engine bay. So the line for my engine bay starts there, and then it connects in, let's see if I can see it, kind of right there. That's kind of hard to see, but it's back there. And essentially the problem was my engine was not either kicking out bad air fast enough or not receiving in good air to help the engine work properly. And of course, that's going to lead to performance issues. And lucky for me, someone had done work on a 2003 F-150. And so I was able to find a video that had the exact fix. And I was able to spend no money because my dad had some spare rubber hose that we were able to use to rig it up to work that way. And I already had the code reader, so I spent no money, fixed my truck, and now it works like it was never broken in the first place. To summarize what I did, I recognized that my vehicle had a problem. I took a code reader, plugged it into the universal code outlet, and the screen showed me the codes I had. I took the letter and number combinations, plugged them in with my make and model into a search browser and or YouTube, and the search browser gave me a synopsis of what my problem might be. And then I took that code and plugged into YouTube how to fix and then the code. Okay, that popped up a video that showed a guy fixing a part on his truck, and I looked at my truck and looked at the part he fixed, and I looked at the joint and I said, okay, does this joint look broken? The answer was yes. We took the joint off, replaced it, and put it back on, and the truck worked great. Is it going to be that smooth every single time? No. But the great part is, if you are able to fix it, hopefully this will save you a lot of money later down the road. Kind of last thought before I forget. I was very lucky. I didn't have to order any parts because my dad had some extra hose we were able to fabricate to use to solve my problem. But you might have to add an extra step in there. If you see the issue, it looks like you could fix it by yourself. More than likely, the person doing the video will show you the parts, or you should be able to use your search browser, Google the part that you need to make the fix, and you could be able to order that either off Amazon, auto parts store, wherever you can find the piece. And then you plug it all in, fix it up, and call it a day in there. Again, this isn't going to work every time. The point of this is just to show you that there are some small fixes on your vehicles that you could do before going to a mechanic to save a little bit of money. I hope you learned something out of today's video. I mean, I saved myself a couple $100 by not having to go to a mechanic, thanks to a smart dad who does this car stuff for a living, and to YouTube. Not only do I get to post this financial content, but it showed me how to fix my truck, and I'm very appreciative for that. If you're looking for a financial coach to help you fix your truck or vehicle in the future and save a little money on your budget, the link to my calendar is in the description and in the comment section down below. Other than that, I love each and every one of you, and I'll see y'all in the next video.